Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Um, I'm a little late this morning, and not because I wasn't up, no, because I certainly was up early for me this morning. And I was up pretty early. I'm in Bowness Park right now, and years ago, we, here we go. I just got a phone call from my daughter. Anyway, years ago, we used to come here to Bowness Park with the men, my men's group, and it's so changed. We used to be able to drive our cars right into the very back here, and it's really, really changed a lot. Life is like that. Life is like that. Nothing is permanent on the outside. And hi, Kathy Lynn. Nothing outside of us stays the same. And we're looking for the rock, the thing that stays the same. It isn't outside; it's inside, and we can't access it unless we be quiet. There's a certain silence that's necessary to listen. Often when I'm doing these, whatever this is in the morning, chats, talks, leading up to it, my mind is kind of scrambling around and looking for, what are we going to talk about this morning? What wants to come out? And what I was realizing is that there wasn't anything coming. And what is that? If nothing's coming, then we're talking about nothing. So that's what we're talking about, the silence. Imagine the silence. Even more than imagine the silence. Be in the silence. Even if where you are is noisy, even if where you are there's stress and people chatter, just listen. Just be quiet. We talk too much. Lots of times we talk too much because we're afraid of the silence. We're afraid of who will I be in that quietness. Who will I be in the silence? I went for a drive with a friend yesterday, and we talked about if we're not all of our stories, if we're not who we think we are, imagine for a minute the absence of all concepts of ourselves, the emptiness that's there, the beauty in the nothingness. We talked a lot yesterday about God because All of the conversation about God is just concepts. We can't really speak about God because God can't be spoken of. It's the everything. And so it's difficult because we have language. And language wants to label. Language wants to understand. Language wants to hold on to beliefs and ideas. Hi, Chris Levesque. So imagine just being quiet. Chris, imagine just listening, just being quiet. Hours of quiet. Intentional quiet. With nothing to say. And when we watch ourselves, when we're with folks, and how sometimes, because the silence can be uncomfortable, we chatter. Just watch. Be comfortable with the quiet. Pretty sweet here today. The robins are all around me on the ground. It's beautiful. Hi, Brett. Okay, I'm going to read this little thing. July 17th, I think. Isn't it? Yes, I think so. So what I've been doing, I started this just by, who am I? This started in the 1st of May, this reading from this book and this conversation. And sometimes I read and the conversation comes, I don't know. So anyway, here we go. Thanks for tuning in. July 17th. This is this book called 24-Hour Day Book. It was written in 1954, so the language is quite old. It's even hi Christy. It's even in some cases, it's written in 54. It's almost racist in some ways. Hi Dave Stewart. And so it really is the language of the time in 54. Imagine what it was like, that 65 years ago. We have come so far, I think, as mankind, we really have just an awakening happening, an awareness happening, a letting go of old ideas happening globally. I really believe that. And you can really see it when you read a book like this, the language is, I have to edit sometimes. Anyway, July 17, thought for the day. A new life of sobriety we are learning to live. The new life of sobriety we're learning to live in AA is slowly growing on us. We're beginning to get some of that deep peace of mind and serenity that we never thought was possible. Isn't that great? Be still. Be quiet. At first, we may have doubted that this could happen to us. But after considerable length of time in AA, or the 12 steps, looking at the happy faces around us, we know that somehow it is happening to us. In fact, it cannot help happening to anyone who takes the AA program seriously day by day. And that's a fact. The process that Bill and the first 100 put together is a guaranteed step-by-step plan for awakening. Step-by-step plan for peace of mind. It's fact. Seriously. Not many of us want to do it because we desperately want to hold on to our old ideas. Can I see my own happiness reflected in the faces of others? That's the thought for the day. And then he has a meditation for the day. God, it says, does not withhold his presence from you. He does not refuse to reveal more of his truth to you. He does not hold back his Spirit from you. He does not withhold the strength that you need. His presence, his truth, his Spirit, his strength are always immediately available to you. Whenever you are fully willing to receive them. But they may be blocked off by selfishness, intellectual pride, fear, greed, and materialism. You must try to be rid of these blocks and let God's Spirit come in. I love Bill Wilson's description in the We Agnostics, the chapter 4 in the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, and he describes God as, and he has many concepts in the book, but he describes God this way. He said, God either is or he isn't. Either he's everything or he's nothing. And if he's everything, then it's really impossible to speak of what is everything. Look around you. If he's everything, what does everything mean? So sometimes we get stuck in the concepts because we need concepts to speak. Otherwise we can't communicate, they're part of language. We get stuck in the concepts, and some of them are nice. Like I enjoy, one of the concepts in the big book is the concept of the employer. And I enjoy that. I like it. My ego likes it. I say, okay, boss, put me in. What would you have me to be today? Show me, guide me, strengthen me. And so from my mind, I speak to that concept of God. But if he's everything, and I'm still, and I'm quiet, I can sense him in me. I can sense this experience of life is God, love is God. So it's not separate. That's the piece that we pick up in step 2, is that God is not separate. That was the meditation for the day. The prayer for the day: I pray that I may remove all blocks that are keeping me from God. I pray that I may let God come into my life with power. It's beautiful. So there are things that seem to separate us. And know that as we surrender the story, as we surrender the belief that something's missing, or that we need more, or that we're going to lose something, or that we won't be loved, or that we're not good enough. As we surrender, as we let that all go, we can be free in this moment. Absolutely free. Nothing's needed, nothing's missing. It's all here now. Okay, guys. Love you so much. Ambassadors of love. We are ambassadors of love. Be the love. Okay. Have a great day. Bon Espark, baby. It's beautiful. Happy, joyous, and free. Thanks.